I was talking to my little grandson on the phone. He's saying, "Grandpa, please, you got to come and help us. The fire's at the back door."
Welcome to the Your Grill YouTube channel. Today I want to go over a few things because this world today, as we know it, is in peril, and people don't know why. It's all about Israel and the Lord's children being persecuted, and this is why these things are happening. The first thing we want to do is we want to go over scripture. I want to go ahead and read Ezekiel chapter 7. We're going to go 7, 8, and 9. Now I will shortly pour out my fury upon thee, and accomplish my anger upon thee. And I will judge according to thy ways, and will recompense thee for all thine abominations. Verse 9.
Fire
and my eyes shall not spare, neither will I have pity. I will recompense thee according to thy ways, the abominations that are in the midst of thee. And ye shall know that I am the Lord.
But even for a state that is hardened to the seasonal hazard, these fires are exceptionally fierce. It's one of the worst starts to the fire season in a decade.
Every single person that I've talked to so far has made the mention that I don't know why it's doing what it's doing. It's burning differently. It's burning more aggressive than it has in years past. And I know we say that every year, but it's unprecedented. It's burning in every direction.
Now, it's important that you hear what he just said. He said it's unprecedented. This is Queen Khalifa. She was the Queen of California. California is actually named after this woman here, Queen Khalifa. I went to history.com and I'm going to read you a brief synopsis of the place. This is a picture of, they say, birds would use to guard against sea merchants and all. And these are some indigenous people, as I'm reading, that you're going to be seeing who are indigenous to California and other parts of America. They were the northern tribes that we came from. We're from Judah, most of us, but a lot of our people are from the northern tribes. So we really don't know. That's why Christ said this. He said when he left us, there was two branches, of the olive tree, the northern tribes and the southern tribes. But when he comes back, there wouldn't be Judah and there wouldn't just be Israel. You understand? That we all be one. He come back for one branch, which is Israel, which means we're all mixed in together now. So I'm going to read you this. In 20 years, 80% of California Native Americans were wiped out due to seized land or diseases that were caught from new settlers. And they said that, and this is what they say 9,000 to 16,000 were murdered due to a policy of genocide that was sponsored by the state of California. You understand? And gleefully assisted by its citizens. So there's a reason why these heathens are being killed. Trust me. Now, I feel bad for them, but I know it's judgment. Amos 3 and 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord has not done it?
Melody among the first victims.
I was only going about 15 minutes when my wife called me and said, "You got to get here. The fire's coming up the hill." I was talking to my little grandson on the phone. He's saying, "Grandpa, please, you got to come and help us. The fire's at the back door. Come and get us." I said, "I'm close by, son. I'm trying to get in there." I said, I'm right by you.
When I see this as a grandfather, this breaks my heart. I mean, it breaks my heart to the core. And the sad thing I know is that there's more coming.
A Type 1 civilization has the power of an entire planet. They control the weather. They mine the oceans. They control volcanoes. They control earthquakes. We are now witnessing the greatest transition in the history of the human race. Transition from Type 0 to Type 1. The generation now alive is privileged to see the birth pangs of the birth of a new civilization.
through. We got multiple people down. We need a lot of ambulances.
Once again, the nauseatingly familiar sights and sounds of a mass shooting reverberating across the United States. A fierce firefight between the first police to arrive and the gunman, and then the reinforcements moving in.
All of a sudden we heard a bunch of shots, obviously from a semi-automatic rifle. The police showed up, 3 of them went to the door.
But soon it became clear not all made it out. Sergeant Ron Heelis had been less than a year from retirement, shot dead as he tried to save others.
We just tried to get out, get behind a car, get behind something, and then... Yeah, we just tried to take cover.
In all, 12 people were shot dead, apparently randomly. The reactions of those who survived giving a sense of the horror inside.
So then our friends got the bar stools and they started slamming it against the window so we could get out.
Amid the chaotic aftermath, students phoned their parents. But Jason Kaufman never got that call from his son Cody,
I want you to really
who was the first victim from the bar.
I've seen actors in 1920 vaudeville do better than
I know.
I mean, is this Charlie Chaplin can act better than this guy? Look at this guy. Oh, you see this?
Oh, son, I love you so much.
Today, FBI agents have been searching the house of the gunman, named as Ian David Long, a 28-year-old former Marine who'd served in Afghanistan.
Does that sound familiar?
There is no clear motive for his actions, but the results have once again plunged America into mourning.
Now, in this clip here, you'll see why they're doing the false flag. I mean, this lady here is a character. She even looks up to the heavens and talks about our First Amendment rights. You got to see this.
And this is going to happen again. The First Amendment. The amendments. The U.S. when they put gun control did not mean for this to happen.
How do you say devil?
This
How do you say
isn't right.
Satan? How do you say Baal?
This is so sad and it could have been prevented.
Now, if you think that was bad, you got to see this lady. She takes it all the way there.
My son was in Las Vegas with a lot of his friends and he came home. He didn't come home last night. Susan Orfanos, my son was Tel Orfanos. We lost him last night at the borderline shooting. My son was in Las Vegas.
About you, but that was my brother. I think I'd be crying a little bit.
He didn't come home last night, and I don't want prayers. I don't want thoughts. I want gun control, and I hope to God nobody else sends me any more prayers. I want gun control. No more guns.
The devil's a liar and a deceiver, and this is his seed. Look at this. Look how he's walking off. It looks so phony. Oh, it was so phony looking. Let's go over who is not going to make it in the kingdom and why this separation is happening. 1 Corinthians 6:9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminates, nor abusers of themselves of mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of the Most High.
We turn now out west, where firefighters are still desperately battling those California wildfires and searching for survivors. The death toll from Northern California's Camp Fire has climbed to 77 people, and nearly 1,000 are still unaccounted for. ABC's Marcus Moore is there in Paradise, California. And Marcus, another concern, all that smoke in the air.
Cecilia, that's right. The acrid smoke from the fire that destroyed this house in Paradise and so many others has been sitting here for days. And at one point in the San Francisco area, it was so thick, researchers said breathing it in was like smoking 11 cigarettes in one day.
This morning, the toll of the missing in California's wildfires skyrocketed. Overnight, news the number killed in the Camp Fire climbed to 77.
I would ask that people make every diligent effort to reach out to their friends and family and let them know they're okay.
The search for the missing centering at shelters and tent camps like these, where whiteboards are filled with the names of those missing and the phone numbers of desperate relatives trying to find them. The pastor at this Chico, California church turned shelter detailing the seemingly never-ending work to cross off any names.
We're also going to walk this around tomorrow morning to everyone that's here to find out if they see themselves on.
Well, there are more refugees in the world today than ever before. The latest report by the UN's refugee agency says there are more than 68.5 million people displaced worldwide. Here's Marina Hond with a closer look at the numbers.
Every 2 seconds, a person is forced from their home. Over a day, that's 44,500 people. Over a year, more than 16 million. This is the UN figure for newly displaced people in 2017. The UN's refugee agency says it's part of a worrying upward trend, a number that's risen every year for the last 5 years and is fueled by war, violence and persecution. Crises like those in the Democratic Republic of Congo, war in South Sudan, the hundreds of thousands of Muslim Rohingya flooding into Bangladesh from neighbouring Myanmar. Most of them are children, 53% of the world's displaced, and often unaccompanied or separated from their families. 1 in every 110 people is a refugee, internally displaced or seeking asylum. That adds up to more than 68.5 million people. To put that in perspective, if the world's refugees were a single nation, they'd roughly equal the population of the United Kingdom. And in the time I've been talking, at least 34 people, more than half of them children, have been forced from their homes.
Isaiah 17:1, the burden of Damascus. Behold, Damascus is taken away from being a city, and it shall be a ruinous heap. I'll read something to the saints. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, 57, and we're going to also go 7, 1 through 15. And now, O Lord, behold, these nations which are reputed as nothing, domineer over us and devour us. But we the people whom thou hast called thy firstborn, they only begotten, zealous for thee, and most dear, have been given into their hands. And if the world has indeed been created for us, why do we not possess our world as an inheritance? How long must this be so? 7:1. When I had finished speaking these words, the angel who had been sent to me on the former night was sent to me again. And he said to me, Rise, Ezra, and listen to the words that I have come to speak to you. I said, Speak, my Lord. And he said to me, There is a sea set in a wide expanse, so that the broad and vast, but it has an entrance set in a narrow place, so that it is like a river. If anyone then wishes to reach the sea, to look at it, or to navigate it, how can he come to a broad part, unless he pass through the narrow part? 6. Another example. There is a city built and set in the plain, and it is full of all good things. But the entrance to it is narrow, and is set in perpetuous place, so that there is fire on the right hand side, and on the deep water on the left. And there is only one path line between them, that is between the fire and the water, so that only one man can walk upon the path. If now that the city is given to a man for an inheritance, how will the heir receive his inheritance unless he passes through the danger set before him? Verse 10, I said, He cannot, Lord. And he said to me, So also is Israel's portion. For I made the world for their sake, and Adam transgressed my statutes, which had been made, and was judged. And so the interests of this world were made narrow and sorrowful and toilsome. They are few and evil, full of danger, and involved in great hardships. But the interests of the greater world are broad and safe, and really yield the fruit of immortality. Therefore, unless the living pass through the difficult and vain experiences, they can never receive those things that have been reserved for them. So we must go through this world as Israelites through the difficult times and know that there's a promise for us. We are the people of the promise. This earth is going through birth and pain because we have been persecuted. The earth is bleeding right now. She's yelling out, just like when we were in Egypt and Pharaoh had to let us go. Likewise, the new Pharaoh, which we call the president, and we call America, you understand, is going to have to let us go.
These images show the scale of the destruction. Debris lines the road. Much of Palu has been razed to the ground. Rescuers from the Indonesian Red Cross are looking for survivors. Sifting through the ruins, they don't have any machinery to help them.
I can't lift this up. It's too heavy.
After a few minutes, they realise there's no one left alive.
Come and help. There are 2 bodies here.
As time passes since Friday's tsunami, rescues are becoming rarer.
2 people, wife and husband, terpelukan. Yes.
They were hugging?
Yes, hugging.
The team haven't found anyone alive in this area. Those who did survive have been left with nothing. Desperate for supplies, people loot this supermarket depot.
We don't have any food. We're hungry. We've taken some drinks.
Many are trying to flee, but there isn't an easy way out of the city. This road was blocked by a landslide on Monday morning. There's still the risk of further aftershocks and more loss of life.
والله المفروض تفكك ما يمديك تفكك مربوط البعيرة غشاف ها مربوط غشاف كان شاف لا قام هذول طاح مقيدات نازل يعني ها دربي لا إله إلا الله وأعوذ بالله الحمد لله ما بقى أحد يجوز الحمد لله أرهم بنشر الحمد لله اللي ما هو به اي والله يا ستار سترك وادي عينونه بشرمة اليوم 16/2 لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله راح الجي
ഇപ്പോൾ ഒരു വണ്ടി സ്റ്റോപ്പായതിൽ രക്ഷാപ്രവർത്തനത്തിനായിട്ട് പോയതാണ്. അവളാ
اللهم أجرني في مصيبتي واخلفني خيرا منها. هاي سيارتي يا أخوان غرقت في المواقف تحت البناية ومش عارف شو أعمل، انصحوني.
السيارات غرقانين في المرخية عند أكاديمية أديسون قصاد ماكدونالدز. شو ما يديكم الله يهداكم. السيارات غرقانين في المرخية عند أكاديمية أديسون قصاد ماكدونالدز. شو ما يديكم الله يهداكم.
What you're starting to see now is all the saints' blood that was spilled on this earth is starting to yell out.
Startled residents of a Russian city inside the Arctic Circle have been posting photos of a local river that has mysteriously turned blood red. Photos published on Russian social media appear to show the Dodecan River near the city of Norilsk, flowing vivid burgundy. Russian authorities have yet to establish a reason for the river's unusual appearance, but local people quickly linked it to a giant metals plant upstream. Russia's Environment Ministry said it was investigating a plant leak as the likely cause. Norilsk is known as one of the most polluted cities on Earth, built around factories mostly belonging to the vast metals company Norilsk Nickel. Some Norilsk residents wrote in a local social media group that they believe the river's biblical shade is linked to runoff from a nearby smelting plant. Some suggested the color was being produced by wastewater mixed with mineral or leaking into the river from the Hope Metals plant. The posts prompted Russia's Environment Ministry to respond, issuing a statement announcing that it is investigating and that preliminary information suggests the cause was a leak from waste pipes belonging to Norilsk Nickel. A company subsidiary denied the pollution was caused by an accident involving the Hope factory, according to the statement. The ministry said it is still working to locate the pollution's source.
There's a precept I want to read, 1 Peter 5, 8 through 9. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour, whom resist steadfast in faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. But the God of all grace, who have called us until his eternal glory, by Yeshua Christ, after that you have suffered a while, make ye perfect, establish, straighten, and settle you. To him be the glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen. I love you, my brothers and sisters. I want all of us to see each other in the kingdom. We got to know there's a wide gate and a narrow gate. Which one you're going through?